Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about the new movie, Nope. Nope is director Jordan Peele's new horror/thriller and has to do with aliens, so I definitely had to check this one out. The synopsis is as follows. Caretakers at a California horse ranch encounter a mysterious force that affects human and animal behavior. That's like the shortest synopsis I've ever read. So without further ado, let's get into the 6 things that make a movie great. 1. The plot. When I first saw the trailer for this film, it looked like it was going to be a straight up horror movie. And I can't tell you how excited I was. I've honestly been waiting for another excellent horror, alien-centric film since Signs. So I was really hoping that that was what this movie was going to be. It's true that some very strange things start happening at the Haywood Ranch, and when their father dies and some horses start going missing, siblings Emerald and OJ know that something is up. Very quickly they realize that whatever UFO or alien this is pretty sinister, and they set up cameras to try to capture it on film. The thing that was disappointing to me is that as soon as they realized that these were aliens, this movie became more about trying to capture those aliens on film than it did about the movie actually being scary and having creepy moments and the aliens just antagonizing the Haywood family. Don't get me wrong, there is a ton of originality in this film, and that's what I like about Jordan Peele films, but a lot of the good nature of this plot was lost on the fact that it really seemed distracted by a couple different things that were creepy but had nothing to do with the plot or aliens in general. Like Ricky and the monkeys side plot has nothing to do with aliens, and I honestly have no idea why it's in the film. And the fact that they tried to add humor in this movie, which didn't land at all and really took me out of what could have been a horror/thriller film. And because of those things, I feel like this movie was misclassified. It's not so much a horror thriller as it is a thriller drama. At least that's the feeling I got from the film. So plot gets a 50-50. 2 is family friendliness. On top of having some creepy moments and some pretty gruesome, bloody moments, this movie has a lot of profanity in it. In fact, I'd say that's probably the main reason why this movie is rated R. So because of some disturbing moments, blood, and profanity, family friendliness gets a thumbs down. 3 is acting and script. To put it plainly, I thought there were going to be more characters in this movie. Really, the only 3 characters that get sustained screen time are Emerald, OJ, and Angel. I really liked the performance of Daniel Kaluuya, and Brendan Pereira does a serviceable job, but I really didn't know how to feel about Keke Palmer's performance. I know that she's just acting the part that's written for her, but it really stood out and didn't seem to fit. It did grow on me later in the movie, but it's because the tone of her character shifted. But leading up to that point, I found her performance to be a bit distracting. I really liked the script of this movie, but there were a couple things that were a little off. There were some scripted moments that didn't make much sense. I really like a lot of the originality of this script, and I think for the most part they did a good job, but it didn't come across like a really cleaned up product. So acting and script get a 50-50. 4 is character development. For a movie that really limited its characters to 3 people, I didn't feel like it did a very good job with character development. You get to see the relationship between OJ and Emerald, and I felt like they did a pretty good job establishing a brother and sister relationship. And again, I really liked the character of OJ, and I guess I wish it was more about him. But it's pretty obvious that Emerald takes the main protagonist role, and I think that was a detriment to the film. And without going into all of these little details, I think that the overarching thing is that I just didn't really believe the character development. For all the subtlety in the film, the character development seemed pretty volatile, and there were different things that happened even with OJ that didn't make sense with his character and left the viewer asking, well, how does he know that information? Oh, because he has to for the plot. So it just seemed like lazy character development. So whether it was written that way or it's the way it came across, the character development didn't do much for me. I felt like they tried to do more development with Ricky than anybody else in this movie, but again, it was a really weird and distracted subplot that didn't have anything to do with the movie. So I just left wondering what the heck was that even about. The character development gets a thumbs down. 5 is visuals and CGI. The visuals in this movie are excellent. I love the way that this movie was shot, and the camera angles, and the sound balance, and the way that things moved on screen. It was easily the most enjoyable part of this movie, and it was awesome. What CGI they do use is not distracting from the film and it fits right in. Although near the end of the film there was a change in CGI that I was confused about at first because it was done so abruptly. But other than that, there are some really creepy scenes in this movie that are very well shot, and the visuals that come from them are amazing. So visuals and CGI get a thumbs up. And 6 is rewatchability. This movie is 2 hours and 11 minutes long, and unfortunately I gotta say there are some moments where you feel it. This movie has a ton of originality in it, and it was well produced and well directed, but this movie didn't really go the direction I thought it was going to. So for me, because of that, it'd be okay to rewatch this movie, but it's not anything amazing. So rewatchability gets a 50-50. With all those areas considered, I have to give Nope a 6 out of 10. This movie was very original. It had a lot of great visuals and creepy scenes, but it had a ton of profanity bordering on the distracting. It edged away from horror thriller to more thriller drama. I believe it misplaced its protagonist, and its choice to make the plot focus on trying to get the aliens on camera and getting the perfect shot instead of focusing on the aliens and it being just a creepy, scary movie really held this film back from the potential that it had to be the next great alien horror movie. Major kudos to Jordan Peele for making another original movie in a market that I think we really need to explore more, that being alien movies. But to me, if you were to ask yourself the question, should I go see this movie in movie theaters and spend my time and money on it? I would say, nope. Thank you so much for watching. If you've seen Nope, please let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. As always, I appreciate your love and support, and I'll catch you guys and gals in the next one.